With that, everybody, let's march on. We have our team renamed, and we will move forward. We'll have more players to rename towards the beginning of next season. But I wanted to talk about next season really quickly, because in thinking about it last night, of course, the conversation that I've seen from chat, we are going to switch the promotion relegation a little bit. The teams that make the conference championship game will be the ones to get promoted, with the champion moving up into that slightly more advantageous position, you could argue. So that means that we would have been up a conference this season. I kind of like that we're not, though, gotta be honest. You know, it's nice that we are actually starting from the bottom now that we have some players that are actually ours that we did recruit. But we will go off of rewarding those who make it to the conference championship game at the end of the season. That said, let's take a look at the team here for season 2. Obviously, it is still very heavily influenced by the players that we inherited. We have Evans, Svoboda, Carson May, and Jaden Clemens at quarterback. For the running backs, we have Harrison Whaley, Jamari Farrell, DQ James, new running back Jolene, Sam Scott, and Odiferous Tickle. We're obviously going to have to redshirt the 2 latter options. The big question is whether or not Harrison Whaley gets redshirt this year. I'm going to say no, because both these guys are going to be seniors next year anyway, so we might as well use Whaley on the season. At fullback, Caleb Driscoll, Kimball Madsen. I swear, it's like we have custom names for half this team. At wideout, oh god, so Devin Body is at the top. Ayero Sante. He's Kenoff. It's supposed to be he's Kenoff, but it's he's Kenoff. Nutmeg Shiverbus, fuck you, and Mean Gene Okerlund. Obviously, this receiver core sucks. I'm actually going to sit out Kenoff as a junior to give him a little bit more time to get better. And we'll run with the freshmen, so our receiver core is not great. Tight end, Colin O'Brien, John Gillenborg, and Nick Miles. On the O-line, Caden Barnett, Forrest Shield, Dante Gavito, Jack Walsh, and Ethan Ship. You got Wes King and Luke Sandy. Right guard, JJ Uphold and Rex Johnson. And right tackle, Nofoa Afia. Tulafono, what a name. And Brant Rice. Defensive line, I mean, again, it's all inherited dudes, but Devon Harris, Braden Siders, Connor Shea, Keelan Cox, and Jaden Williams. The right end side, Sebastian Harsh, who is great, but we have 2 really good left ends. So we're going to redshirt Harsh for the season and have him for next year. Works out pretty well. He, by the way, was with Tice Westland and Ethan Day. At defensive tackle, Gavin Meyer, Caleb Robinson, Ben Florentine, Kickin' Boots, and Fumbleweed. We'll redshirt the 2 new additions. At linebacker, Shea Suyanua. Shea sitting in the sauna. Who has to play, otherwise their defense will suck. You got TJ Urban, the greatest of all time, Jurgen Klopp, who will sit out for the year, and Buck Coors, which is still an incredible name. Middle linebacker, Josh Dixon, Isaac White, who will sit out the year, Nick Talich, the Gifter Taker, who will sit out this year, Reed Son, which is still hilarious. Crash, you'll be happy to know that Endo made the same joke, and it doesn't work. Thank you for the 52 months. You'll be happy to know Endo made the same exact joke 42 minutes ago, and it made as little sense then as it does now. How are you? Shout out to Malik Singleton. And on the right, Cole DeMarzo, Micah Young, and Gavin Beerup. We have to play Mr. DeMarzo this year. At corner, Tyrekus Davis, Wyatt Eckler, Rook Brown, Javon Marsh, Yeed Last Ha, and Keenan and Kel. Yeah, we're gonna sit out the 2 younger corners at this point. For the safeties, Jalen Sargent, Colby Taylor. You also have Ian Bell and Shut Up Endo, both of whom will have to play this year. At kicker, Fistful of Dollars, And at punter, Thinking, Hang On, and Josh Allen, but good. And we'll go ahead and redshirt Josh Allen, but good. So that is the team for this year. And it's probably not going to go too well for us, but hey. We'll see what happens. Let's auto reorder that depth chart and hope for the best now that we are actually going to care about these guys a little bit. The custom schedule. God help me. We need to do pick a random letter. So we'll have week 1 off. Week 6 or 8 needs to be open. Let's do week 8 as the open week. Then we'll have a game in week 10. That works for me. So week number 6. Pick a random letter. What's it gonna be? X. I don't think there's a team that starts with X. And there isn't. The X has been disqualified. Try again. O. Oh, fuck. Ohio State, Oklahoma State, or Oregon. We're going to go for Oklahoma State. For obvious reasons. God damn it. In week number 10. What the hell is my cursor? What the hell is going on? Hello? Thank you. In week number 10, D, as in D is nuts. Haha, there you go. I beat someone to the joke. There's actually nobody available with a D. Rando the O's. Fuck you. No. We have an E for the next letter. I feel like I'm playing fucking Wheel of Fortune. How are there no E's? Motherfuck. Come on. J. Is there a J? Do we have a J available? Oh my god. Next letter. V. We don't have a V available. An I. For I want to unalive myself. P. Fuck. V again. G. Well, we get to play Georgia again. And in week 11, we end up with an O. Georgia and Oklahoma. I know the screen went dark. There we go. It's good now. It's going to go dark again here, too, because my PC's acting up. All right, well, we play Oklahoma and Georgia this season, as well as all the teams in our conference. That is far, far from ideal, but that's what we're dealing with. In terms of recruiting, what do we need this year? And again, kind of feel a little bit rough. No, I thought we played Georgia and Ohio State last year. Kind of feel a little bit rough for the teams that were promoted or relegated, but hey, shit will work itself out. Why are we Wyoming now? Why aren't we Wyoming now? In terms of team needs, all right. We are going to need a quarterback, a wide receiver, a tight end, and nobody on defense. Okay, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. We can aim for pretty much the best of the best early on. So in terms of athletes, again, junior college transfers only. And obviously there are some dudes who can end up signing with us without us recruiting them. They're just like, I want to go to Wyoming, so I'm going to go. We are allowed to keep those players, which is why we'll end up with the occasional freshman. We end up with one junior college athlete, Greg Flowers, who is an actual junior. Another one, Josh Hackett, Jesse Kendrick, Bo Brown, Jason Toth, Eric Smith, who won't sign here, Don Dockery, Josh Anderson, and that is it for the athletes. Let's look at quarterback. How the fuck are you already like almost committed to Baylor? What the hell's wrong with you? Let's just go off of the star ratings. There's only one 5-star quarterback in this entire class. That's kind of nuts. That is kind of nuts. Let's hope this Josh Anderson can score. Thought you were going to say get a move. Like, Josh Anderson's one of the best skaters in the NHL, but scoring's a fair point. Do we have any primary quarterbacks? Again, like Kyle O'Brien, I can't even go for. Which kind of sucks. We got a 3-star Clint Browning. Maryland's interested in him. Anybody else? Derek Scott. That's a sophomore. Craig Brown, but he doesn't want to come here. We also have Mitch White, BJ Horn, Lucas Samuel, Andrew Blount, Jim Samuel, Josh Sparks, Steve Prince, Derek McConnell. Michael Brown won't sign here. Stephen Hardy is the final one. So we're going to start off by looking at the athletes and the quarterbacks, I would say. And then we need to look at the tight end options as well. Actually, let's go do that really quickly. Thoughts on Owen Tippett and Ryan Paley signing in Philly? The Owen Tippett contract seems like it's too much money. That's just me, though. It seems like it's too much money. But what do I know? All right. Tight ends. Tony Gordon. We only need one tight end, so it's not the biggest deal if no one's available, but I mean, the more the merrier in terms of available options. Gabe Giori. Anybody else? Anybody at all? Ryan Jackson. Again, wide receivers, much like last year, we can wait until later in the year. But athletes, we're going to count as quarterbacks, and then obviously they're multi-position, so they're a little bit more valuable than even the O-line options. So let's see what we have here. We'll take a look at the athletes first. 7 of them. 100% scouted for Greg Flowers. I'll move the webcam off screen here for a minute. So Flowers, I mean, running back, not the best wideout. I mean, probably in the secondary. 91 speed. He's looking like a corner. Josh Hackett goes up to a 78. He is also not a quarterback. Wideout, running back, maybe secondary. Anything but a quarterback. Jesse Kendrick. Definitely not a quarterback. Definitely not a wide receiver. He's probably more of a linebacker or defensive end. Bo Brown. Holy shit. Well, he's not a quarterback, but he is an 81 overall. Wide receiver, running back. Nah, he's probably a wideout. Jason Toth. Go Toth. He's not that good. I mean, secondary again. Don Dockery. Also not a quarterback. And Josh Anderson. Whoo! Plus 10. And he could be a quarterback. Let's go. Okay. Well, hello, Josh Anderson, then. That worked out pretty well. Most of those athletes are pretty good. Let's look at the quarterbacks here then. So Jeff Rouse is only a 60. That sucks. Clint Browning is a 78. Derek Scott, 67. Mitch White is a 73, a plus 13. That's huge. BJ Horn to a 62. Samuel's a 59. Blount's a 59. Jim Samuel's a 61. I'm not going to have enough to scout everybody. Actually, I will. Steve Prince absolutely sucks. Got McConnell, and then Stephen Hardy is a trash bag. So certainly anybody under a 60 won't hit the cutoff. You could argue anybody under a 65 probably shouldn't hit the cutoff. given the athletes that we have and given who else we're going to want to find. So anybody under a 65, but we do have a couple of good quarterbacks in the mix there, especially Clint Browning, who we can't offer a scholarship to right now or anything. So we'll look at one tight end. Let's look at Gabe Guillory here. Down to a 69 and -4. Okay. So recruitment-wise, we should be looking okay. I hope this next season goes well for us. I don't know if I can be all that optimistic. We are going to give ourselves the extra 500 recruitment points per week. I feel like that's more important than even like super strong visits or anything like that. Also, didn't even notice we brought in upgrades at the coordinator position. Our defensive coordinator has only 2 points missing from the maximum amount of points, and our offensive coordinator is a hell of a lot better too. There is a chance we could go up this year. You could argue again that we should have gone up last year, and well, I wanted to see how things would play out by making a conference championship game mean that mattered that much more. But hey, at least now in this reality, Notre Dame absolutely hates me. So I guess it works out. I guess it works out, right? Notre Dame absolutely hates us. Oh, goodness. UV'd is on the up and up, as we knew. Apparently, we have a preseason all-conference player. Again, we have the break in week 1. In terms of conference outlook, again, we are in Division A with Arkansas State, who were relegated last year, Akron, Miami of Ohio, Bowling Green, and Nevada. Those are the 5 teams that we have to outduel. We make it to a conference championship game, we go up. The winner of the conference championship game obviously gets those bragging rights to say we won the title. And of course, on the other side is Syracuse, Air Force, Buffalo, Navy, Charlotte, and the University of Louisiana Monroe. Syracuse is up to an 88 overall, for God's sakes. They started at a 72. So they got a lot of off-season upgrades and developments with their recruiting. Holy hell. We are still projected to be pretty shit over the next few years. We are a 2-star program, but woof. That's not looking good now, is it? Damn. There's an emote that should probably be replaced. Probably. Maybe. Potentially? Possibly. Which one could you possibly be talking about? It couldn't be that one, could it? To the recruitment board. Let's see. For the quarterbacks, 500 back on Browning. Got Scott and Mitchell White. We're looking okay there. Are there any tight ends that we're immediately out on before we start scouting these dudes? No. So let's take a look at how good they are. Ryan Jackson's a 62. Kelly's a 63. Webster is 63. John Thomas, obviously going to be out. Josh Turner. Ooh, a -11 for Michael Myrick. Oof. And Tony Gordon is a sub 60 as well. But we'll take Myrick out. We got quite a few tight ends that are going to be in the mix here to potentially recruit. Damn. That's rough. Let's get the quarterbacks sorted. And then the athletes. Are we out for any of the athletes out of the gates? No, we are not. We had them all scouted. So the big question is whether or not I want to look for any other players in any other spots, or just focus on these dudes. Probably rule out Jason Toth as well, being a sub 70. But then again, he's probably better than who we have. And it's funny because we do need a wide receiver, but that's the position I'm the least worried about. I need to see if there's any, like, can't miss players, right? So let's take a look at running backs. We have the points this week to utilize towards scouting. 4-star sophomore JUCO Matthew Smiley. That would be insane. You think we'll see dev traits in new college? I have no idea. I'm not setting any expectations or any hopes for the new game. It's just, we'll see what it is. We'll see what the quality of it is. I barely think about that game and what it could be, what I want it to be, because it's just going to be what it is. Did you go into search recruits and search by JUCO? Maybe? I normally don't use the search options. Interest in Wyoming has deal breaker. Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, no. Yeah, doesn't work that way. First, you get like the minimum caliber, the height. The percentage locked is nice. I don't utilize that enough, but even then, yeah. Good idea on your part, but yeah, it doesn't work that way. Maybe that'll be in the new game, right? Maybe. Let's start at the bottom here since we were just on the other side. Are any of these running backs gonna be half decent? That is the million-dollar question. Pretty much planning on going through every position and trying to find the best of the best right now. I am a little bit worried about not immediately putting points onto the guys that we already have on the list. Shout out to X Cutthroat, aka Cutthroat. What's going on? Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. Welcome to this very dumb idea we have going on. I don't remember the last dude that I looked at, but I think we've probably looked at them all. Never mind. John Hamm, the actor. Travis Finley. Any other junior college transfers? No, so that's it. And then for the hell of it, really quickly, it's not a position. Oh, the ham radio, I see. It's not a position that we need, but fullbacks tend to commit extremely early. Insane, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope things are going well. It's actually going to be too many juniors to look at. Okay. Or JUCOs, I should say. So, for the running backs, then, let's see if you guys are tragic. That dude's still a 78. Rogers is only a 60. I think we can rule him out. Powell, only a 61. Vincent Cox, not good enough. Mike Morrow, 77 for Mike Morrow. 68 for Chris Kendrick. 68 for Morgan Clements. 70 for David Kelly. It's looking like a 70 could very well be our cutoff for running backs here. Looks like it. Travis Finley. I mean, they're all pretty good. What about the fullbacks we started to look at? Anybody top notch? Anybody under a 65 is definitely gone. Tyler McDonald goes up by 8, and that dude drops by 6. Of course, if we find the busts, we'll get extra XP for it, so. Again, wide receiver, quarterback, and tight end are the positions of need, so. We'll be able to pretty much solve those issues incredibly quickly. Now it's just a matter of trying to find other dudes that we might want to bring in that might be worth targeting instead, because obviously we're not just going to settle for only bringing in 3 players. So, addicted to the Dragon Ball Super Card Game Online Beta. The Dragon Ball Skudgurub. Do they have a more interesting name for it than what I just came up with? People love their abbreviations. And of course, Dragon Ball has an online card game. What the hell doesn't nowadays is my initial thought. This guy probably sucks, but I'm going to look at him. Mike Jones. Phoenix, take it easy. We'll catch you later. We looked at all the tight ends. Yes, we did. The offensive line. Offensive line. Do we have anybody? John Stewart. Welcome back to the Daily Show. Do we have anybody on the offensive line? That fits the bill. It would be nice if there was an easier way to find junior college transfers, but hey, it is what it is. I think that every sports game out there, there's always a reason to flip through the frickin' free agent list and shit like that, so. Let's see. Oh my god, there's like 1 tackle so far. Make that 2, and that guy won't come here. That's not good. And Thomas Marshall won't come here. It is true. It's faster than the dev traits for undrafted free agents in Madden. That is very, very true. Joe Barnes. Rich Rutledge. What a name. Will Fountain. Telling you, chat, the game comes up with better names than you do. Just step your game up. We got some dudes at the very bottom. So Pope, the last one that we look at. Let's keep going here. So again, the quarterbacks, we have the scholarships in. The running backs. I feel like it's got to be the 70s and up. I feel like it's got to be. Do it. David Kelly, Mike Morrow, Matthew Smiley. The fullbacks. We haven't looked at Ray Williams yet. +8, not a gem. Not good enough, though. The fullbacks, let's look at the top 2. Fair enough, Taps. Put me in my place. The wideouts we'll look at later. The tight ends all have their scholarships. All right, so let's see. At offensive tackle, Chris Massey, get the hell out. Calvin Kraft looks great. Scholarship for you. Jimmy Robinson, not so great. Joe Barnes is great. Rich Rutledge, yeah, he's good, but we got to prioritize better than that. Same for Frank Neal. Brandon Long, the actor, and Marvin Johnson. All right, so that is that. At least we have 2 decent tackles. We got to take advantage of this year for the fact that we have very few people that we specifically need to bring in terms of positions that we specifically need to bring in. This is definitely the year to take advantage of that, if at all possible. I'm just double checking. We already looked at Brandon Long. We hadn't looked at Jason West yet, or Dwayne Pope. Is there anybody else? David Davis. Great save, Davis. Curtis Walker. Actually, quite a few 1-stars that we hadn't looked at yet. Thought that was going to be Carey Price, but it was Corey Price, and I'm very upset. I wanted to find the #1 Golar. So back to tackles then. Any of you guys, are you magically fantastic? That guy's a +11 and he's not a gem. That's insane. Still not going to recruit him even though he is pretty damn good. Like I said, we got to aim very high with the quality here. Even Larry Callahan's going to be out. And Matt Spencer, rebuilding Hockeytown legend. How the hell can he be a +11 and not be a gem? I guess because you have to be over a 70 maybe? For the guards. For the guards, do we have anybody interesting? It's not a good start at all. Hello, anybody? Anybody, please, are you willing to... Okay, there we go. Chad Blaylock is our first. Anybody else? Isaac Warren. Bo Ramsey. Brian Richardson won't come here. Greg Thompson. Howard Clemens. Antoine Geschwind. Can I buy a vowel? Because you're missing a damn letter, man. Luke Smith. Slade Barnes. What a name. Michael Wheeler. Corey Utley. Arthur Murphy. Jeff Lee. I mean, Jeff Lee would go very well with Jolene. We got Jolene and Jeff Lee. They don't rhyme perfectly, but still work. Chad Blaylock is fantastic. Isaac Warren is fantastic. Bo Ramsey. Good, but not fantastic. Greg Thompson, disappointing. Howard Clemens, a little bit disappointing. Daniel Brown. Luke Smith. Yes, Luke Smith. Let's go. Slade Barnes. Nighthawk, what's going on? So far, so good. So far, so good. We are ready to probably be terrible this year. Holy +9 for Jeff Lee. Atta boy, Jeff Lee. All right, so again, we are finding some promising players on this recruitment list right now. It's a little bit time consuming, a little bit tedious to work through the list and see who's there. But there could very well be some years that we look through and we find fucking nobody, you know? So I am not going to look the proverbial gift horse in the mouth right now. I am very much going to enjoy the fact that we actually have options, because I don't think this will be the case every single year, especially in a year where, again, we don't really have that many dudes to look at. We need 3 players to fill out the team needs. Shout out to Balthazar, by the way. What's going on? Let's see. All right, so Daniel Brown. We already had him scouted. Realize. Spencer Brown. Not quite good enough. Drew Cole. Not quite good enough. Dominic Crawford. Mike Colvin. David Bailey. Cameron Carter, CJ Rogers, and Stanley Beard. Now, obviously, we can see like a player's starting overall when we look on the list, but we've seen players go up by as much as 13, so you never know. It can still be worth looking, but we have to just about be out of options at guard, right, that we've looked at. We have to be. Wish I could sort by whether or not I've scouted them so far, but I cannot, so it gets a little bit more tedious right now. Pete Pittman, he won't acknowledge me. I'm not his tribal chief. Steve Grant won't even talk to us. Carter wasn't that good. CJ Rogers, Stanley Beard, Jabari Flanagan was someone that we couldn't add before. Are we finally out of names for the 1 stars? Here are the final 2. Let's go look at them. Nighthawk, that is correct. That is correct. All right, let's see if by some miracle these guys are any good. It's a long shot, but we got the points to burn, even for the 40 overall. You never know. There might be a freaking miracle there. So we have the scholarships out to those guys. The list is adding up, though. I wish the tight end options were better, since that was a position of need. Again, we're going to look at wideouts last, because it'll be easier to get people. The centers. The centers. Tim White, the greatest referee of all time. You have anybody here at the center position? Eric Doyle as a 3-star. That's pretty good. Washington won't sign here. Devin Davis. Can look at him. Look at Cameron McPherson. Ryan Williams will not sign here. Brandon Wilkinson. Gary Henley. Travis Allen. Stephen Garrett. Vince Malone. He won't sign here. Okay, cool. That's it for centers. So this will at least be the offense completely looked at. We'll have to save the defense for week 2. Let's take a look then at the centers. Doyle is a disappointment. Davis, also a disappointment. McPherson, Wilkinson's better than McPherson. Gary Henley, Travis Allen, and Stephen Garrett. Okay. So we don't have best options there. I'm going to take Wilkinson out because we have other positions that do actually look pretty good. We missed a fullback, that being Tyler Mays, who was down to a 68. I'm actually going to take him out. If we get a fullback at all, it'll be Adam Robinson. Okay. We're looking good. Let's also get rid of Jason Toth. I would maybe. I mean, he's good, though. God, there's just a lot of players. We still have 500 points left, too. Let's divvy up the points that we already have. At least get 5 points onto every player. There we go. Get 5 points. Who's the best rush? The dog, the band, or George St. Pierre? That's a good question. Go with George St. Pierre. Let's get those points in on Bo Brown here. Quite a few of them. He's our number 1. Get 50 on him, 50 on Blaylock. Oh, the wrestler. You know, I'd probably go with the wrestler. Got to Roosh. Drop kicking people in the fucking face. All right, there we go. That is going to be the recruitment strategy for week 1. I'd say it's looking okay. I expect a good amount of these guys to drop off the list quickly. We start off our season against the University of Louisiana Monroe in week number 2. And again, the goal, get back to the conference championship game, earn promotion that way, and hopefully bragging rights with the title as well.